Today I'm going to talk about the TYCO 1980s series NASCARs that are the Ford Thunderbirds. They originally came on HP7 chassis, which are probably my second least favorite TYCO chassis. They got fairly low magnetism. I guess they're pretty quick, but the back wheels are weird size. So normal, you need to tune up tires or find some that fit, and you can't put the 440 axle in the back without changing the wheel hubs on them. But other than that, I mean, they hold up okay. They're not that problematic. I think most of these came lighted. I don't know if, I think all mine are. I only bought 2 brand new in the package. The others, I picked them up, they were close to new. But what my project is going to be is I've got extra bodies. This is the one I bought that was kind of scrubbed up. I touched up the numbers on the top and touched it up in a couple places and sprayed some clear on it. I'm doing that on these other bodies too. But from left to right is how hard I've noticed they are to find lately. These, the 711 one, the body, you can find them all day long, brand new on eBay. I bought the extra body from Slot Car Central because he sells on eBay too. But if you go to his site, and it's just slotcarcentral.com, it's cheaper because he doesn't have to pay the eBay fees then. And if you buy a few things, you get a pretty decent, he's decent on his shipping. My only danger every time I go to a site is I find more things that I'm going to buy. So, but he's the best place to go. And last time I looked, the 711 in the number 28 Hardee's is available. Then the 88 I found in a body lot. I had to touch it up quite a bit. It had a lot of scrubs and paint rubs off, but I managed to match the paint up pretty good with some little acrylic kit. Then, of course, I told you I found the 59 on eBay also for a fairly decent price. They're getting pretty expensive on eBay, and they don't show up that often. The number 88, like I said, I found that one, and I haven't noticed whether or not it's been for sale whole. I hadn't really looked for it lately, but I'm missing the 21 and the Motorcraft 15 as extra bodies to build as my runners. The 15 I bought very long time ago, and I noticed then they weren't showing up that often. I've seen a couple, and man, they're in pretty horrible shape. Scraped off numbers on the side, and this one I actually changed the wheels on. As far as I could tell, they all pretty much came standard with gray, the HP7 typical gray rims, but I changed the wheels on the red one. This one I'd bought brand new in the pack long time, quite a ways back. I don't remember what I paid, but I want to say it was probably in the neighborhood of 50 bucks. And I would consider that high back then. It's probably reasonable price now. I haven't seen one. I think there might be 1 or 2 listed brand new, but the price will shock you. So the easy ones to find, 711, the Hardee's 28, like I said, brand new, $7, $8, $9, I think, for with the windshield in it. You can find them cheaper without the windshield, but that you got to find that or buy it separate. I have one for this one. The little headlight bezels too, you want to make sure they're in there if they're not. Oh, I popped all these out. That's these things right here that snap up under there, and then the headlight goes in that little socket right there. So yeah, that's the 6 that were made. And my favorite of the TYCO NASCARs, they're just cool. Like I said, though, I'm a big Ford fan. So what my plan is I'm going to make a set of runners. They're going to be all 440s or 440 X2s with light bulbs. So here's one that I got that's ready for the 7-Eleven car. I got white or blue wheels on. You see, it has tabs. This is a later TYCO before they sold to Mattel, or maybe even after. But so it's the one where they installed these capacitors, supposedly as a FCC compliance to reduce interference. Ain't many people watching TV off of the antenna anymore to cause interference. That was mostly an analog signal issue, and I'd never seen it. But, you know, the FCC needs to do things too to justify their existence. So, but what's cool about them is if you got some of those, it's easy to solder the bulbs on where the tabs are, right? On the 440, this one's an X2 late TYCO chassis. Most of the Mattel ones I've seen are a lighter gray, have the capacitor, and they say Mattel on the side. These all just have where they were made, China or Hong Kong. But you can see in there, I don't know how well you can see those tabs that are in there. You see they snap on the bulkhead, the front bulkhead that has well, it's the motor's rear bulkhead, but it's to the front of the car where the barrels are. It doesn't snap on the barrels. It snaps on the bulkhead itself, and then the pickup springs keep it snapped in there, right? Here's what one looks like. Super little tiny. That's what one looks like before it's been installed. It's probably very hard to see that. But you see the little eyelet for the capacitor lead, or if you're putting these in, you don't need to put a capacitor in there. I think the capacitor being soldered in probably stabilizes it, because the only thing that holds this little piece of metal in is the pickup spring. So if you're putting in a double spring, it might be a problem. I've never installed any of those, so I don't know. And there'll be a left and right one, because they sit in this orientation from the top down. So that's how you can add them. And you can pick those up at Slot Car Central too. I got a baggie of them, and it's under chassis parts or something like that. But I found some in there and grabbed them. Probably grab a couple more next time I order from them. But I haven't installed any yet. They don't look that difficult. What you'd have to do is just take your little X-Acto knife and release the spring on the pickup side, and then it'll flop out this way, and then there'll be no tension on it on the back. I would just do one at a time and then work that disc in there, that little adapter plate, and then put your spring back on the pickup, and it ought to hold it in there to where you can solder in the bulb. Like I said, I haven't seen one yet without the capacitor, but if it's too unstable, you could probably go on and solder a capacitor in there for some stability. It's a 104, which I don't remember how many microfarads that is, but I think I can't remember. It's 0.01 microfarads, I believe. But if you just look at a ceramic disc and it's got the 104 number on there, approximately that size, you'd be good to go. Hopefully that don't need to be done. I'm going to do some later, so I'll let you know in the next video. But like I said, this one's ready to go. So they're going to be 440 X2s with a light on the cool NASCAR bodies. And then I'll have a set of those to run on their own. Like I said, I still need the 21 and the 15, and it might be a long time before I find those. I was tracking a junkyard box yesterday on eBay that had about 10 bodies. It had three. It had the 28, the 15, the 21, and a whole bunch of chassis, various chassis, and it was up to 115 at the time I looked. And I was saving it to make a final bid. I was willing to go as high as 150 on that lot because of the number of recoverable chassis that were there. But I didn't pay attention. The sale got away, and it didn't matter anyway. It went for over 200 bucks. That seemed a little steep, but if you know what you're looking for and how many things you could get out of that, it could have been worth it. But like I said, the 15 and the 21 being in there was what attracted my attention, because I imagine it's probably going to be 30, 40 bucks to find those on their own, used, or, you know, depends. Unless I get lucky. I don't try to buy it as soon as I see it. Don't fall in love with it. Just keep searching, and every once in a while, usually what I find, like this one, is if you're saving in your list and it pops up and it's new and it's a buy it now at a reasonable price. Like I said, I believe that one was 15 bucks and some shipping, but the rub was only on the top, so I was good with that. And for the body, that's very hard to find. So I just went ahead and executed and bought that one. But it should be a good set when it's all done. Maybe I'll have a track day after I get them all done and run them, and we'll see how they come out. But that's it. TYCO NASCARs. Y'all seen any around somewhere cheaper? Let me know. I don't think you have. I search all the usual places. So, but let me know if you've installed those tabs on these and how'd that work out for you. Because it looks good. I've seen other people soldering to the pickup before, and or on the end of the barrel. I can't remember how I saw it last time, but this looks like it'll be I won't say easy, but a good way if it holds. Depends on that spring, I reckon. All right, y'all.